Welcome into the Ector County Coliseum, everybody listening on Hockey TV as well as the Jacks audio-only feed over on their YouTube live channel. My name is Michael Wazinski, the voice of the Odessa Jackalopes for this 2021-22 season, in which they currently sit in 5th place, 4 points out of a playoff spot, currently held by the Shreveport Mudbugs at 61 points. The Jacks enter with a record of 26-21, 1-4. They are 3-6-0-1 in their previous 10 games, and currently riding their 6-2 victory that took place 6 days ago against the 3rd place Wichita Falls Warriors. Again, for this weekend matchup of games 5 and 6 between these two teams this season, the Ice Wolves have a record of 34-14, 1-3, 72 points. Again, they are tied with Lone Star for the top spot in the South Division, as both are trying to win the division, and also, again, they will most likely both get home ice advantage, as in 3rd place is Wichita Falls with 64. They shut out Shreveport this past Wednesday by a score of 3-0, and that now brings every team in the South Division to 52 games. The Jacks are 3-1 against New Mexico this season, but the Ice Wolves enter 6-3-0-1 in their previous 10 games, but they are on a 2-game losing streak, 0-1-0-1. They are 15-10-0-1 as the visiting team. The Jacks are 14-9-1-2 as the home team. They are 12-9-1-2 here at the Jack Shack as they take the ice for game number 53 and for the 5th meeting of 8 between them and New Mexico. Starting lineup for the Ice Wolves is as followed. They will be going with the first line of William Howard on the left wing. At center, it is the University of Alaska Anchorage commit, Alex Gomez. And on the right-hand side, the assistant captain, Nikolai Dulac. And on defense, they will be going with the second line of Jeff Hutchinson and Joe Prouty. And between the pipes will be Benny Halas, the NMU commit from Budapest, Hungary, who has been running up a tear here in his age-out year. Leads the league in shutouts with 7. Tied with Arthur Smith of Lone Star for the best goals against average, which is what they mark goaltenders of as their first stat to rank him overall. They are tied at 1.89 goals against average. He has the second best save percentage at .929. But the Jacks are the only team that Benny Halas has yet to beat this season. And the Jacks would like to keep it that way here this weekend in a must-win weekend series here at the Ector County Coliseum. They will be going with the 4th line of Ryan Mansfield, Ryan Kusler, Tayan Begier. On defense, Jack Kristen and Charlie Bankier. Between the pipes for the 2nd straight night, Alex Proctor. Well, a national anthem performed by the TLCA Middle School Choir. We also have the Permian Jazz Band off to our right-hand side here in the broadcast booth at the Ector County Coliseum. This is a very important weekend for both teams. Of course, the Jacks need at least 6 of their final 8 games to come in the form of a victory. It will be nice, of course, if they end it 8 straight. Their longest of the season was 5. The longest for the Ice Wolves was 6, as the captains, Brandon Holt and Frank DeVorney, get ready for the ceremonial puck drop right in front of the off-ice officials' box. A big talking point for this weekend, or at least for tonight, is the scoring that can be done on both sides of the ice. The Ice Wolves have the fewest amount of goals allowed, not just in the South Division, but also across the NAHL with 118 goals against. And they allow also an average of 2.27 goals against per game, which is also the fewest across the league. They have the third most first goals at 33 with a record of 26-5-1-1 when scoring the first goal of the game. And they are perfect when leading after 2 periods of play. It's a scenario in which the Jacks have to get out hot and keep their foot on the gas throughout the 60-minute span. You hear it in the press conferences every Wednesday and also in the interviews I do with head coach Scott Dewar as well as the assistant coach Chris Francis. As that one's flung from center ice all the way over to Halas. These two teams haven't met since December 10th and the 8th, or December 10th and the 11th, I should say. As that one's an icing call against New Mexico, so an offensive zone draw upcoming for the Jacks. But December 10th and 11th was also the last time the Jacks swept an opponent. And they have played the Ice Wolves the fewest so far out of any other South Division team. Again, it's been since 2021. And then April, they will see Shreveport, Amarillo, and close things off in New Mexico as that one will be tipped up and out of play. Just over 15 minutes. 15 seconds. I'm having a little tongue twister already early on. Apologies. 15 seconds gone. A lot to talk about this weekend. A lot of good scenarios from both sides. Of course, New Mexico looking for their first playoff berth in franchise history. The Jacks trying to do the same for the first time in 3 years. As that one's played out to the far side and then flipped around bank here all the way down off the stick of Jolie from Chaska, Minnesota. Has only recently joined the Ice Wolves as of February. He is my player to watch for New Mexico. Mine for the Jacks is number 21, J.R. Perdian, as 2 quick shots are eaten up by Proctor between the pipes along the near side. So an offensive zone draw upcoming for New Mexico as they are in their road blacks. Yellow nameplate as well as numbers on the arms and the back. The Jacks are in their white home jerseys with a back nameplate for black, as well as the numbers in black as well with red trim. Black pants for both teams as it's dug out along the far side. Almost tapped forward to O'Hare, broken up at the red line by the captain and the main commit, Brandon Holt. And it trickles all the way down for Kuitt, who will hit the brakes, brings it out near side. Connor Kuitt, the assistant captain. Over 100 games played in the North American Hockey League for him. He'll gain the red line, launch it deep, and we'll head right to the bench for a quick line change as Perdian was after it far side, overskated it. We are now a minute into this first period. Still a scoreless game. 1-1 are the shots as it's dubbed deep by Metz. And far side for Tallene. He had a fight last weekend against Lemmer. And good stick handling by the Jacks as they fire one from above the right circle. That's caught high by Halas, but no rebound to come from the Budapest, Hungary native. And now an offensive zone draw for the Jacks. Far side circle. Ice Wolves have 40 goals total in the first period. They've allowed 28. That's the fewest goals allowed in the first 20 minutes of play here in the NAHL. Played back out in front, they score! A minute and 19 seconds in, it's William Marshall from the crease. 1-0 Odessa. His third NAHL goal. The Webster Groves, Missouri native, gets the Carrots on the ice quickly here in game number 1. 1 goal on 3 shots for the Jacks. 18:41 left to go here in the first period.
Odessa Jackalopes.
Tallene plays it forward, tipped by Kelly, no icing. As Marshall gets his third NAHL goal. Kelly with the assist. As it's played far side, good hip check thrown from Desmond Johnson on the bigger Alex Gomez, who's been with the Ice Wolves since their inaugural season. Picked off between the slot by Johnson. A little twirl back the other way. Digs it back out to the neutral zone, where now it's gathered by Kelly. He's got his family in attendance, and he's taken down from behind. Hand is raised by referee Hunter Mottinger. And the first power play of the game belongs to the Odessa Jackalopes here with 18:01 left in the opening period. As Ryan Kelly showcasing some filthy mitts here early on. Guilty party will be number 12, Jeff Hutchinson from St. Louis, Missouri.
New Mexico Ice Wolf penalty, number 12, Jeff Hutchinson, 2 minutes for holding. The Odessa Jackalopes are on a Jersey Mike's power
Twisting and turning with it is the captain. I'll feed awaiting Tanyan Begier. Through the logo, he brings it. Now over to Duclair. Ice Wolves second in the league in shorthanded goals with 12 as a snapshot from Devorny is saved by Halas. Play continues on to the stick of the Army commit Hoyer. Back over to the corner, far side. Duclair back up top to the wall. It's played. As it's pinned up against the Ice Wolves bench boards. Dug out near side onto the stick of the RIT commit Duclair. And Pernier with a awareness to throw his stick on that one as Gomez might have been sprung for a breakaway. And played back to Tallene as changes were coming in front of Odessa's bench. Possibly avoided a too many men on the ice call. They are on the man advantage, 5 skaters to 4, as there was a holding call against Jeff Hutchinson. Over 3 minutes gone here in the first. Already a goal on the board as that one was briefly blocked by Tallene, sent back to him by Mansfield. 40 seconds remains on the Jersey Mike power play for Odessa, their first one here of the evening. As it's sent right in front of Mansfield. Almost beat out the icing. They call it anyway. He thought he was able to get past Aiden Emerson. And the puck will be brought back into the Jack zone. For a defensive zone draw this time, they have 4 shots to New Mexico's 1. Sent near side to Becker. Becker fires it forward. Again, his team's on the kill, so no icing call. As Tallene gets it set up from his netminder, Alex Proctor. Tallene sends it near side. Now across the ren, and sending it forward was Kelly. Ran into a body. Holt turns and sends it along the yellow trim all the way out from zone to zone with just about 3 seconds left on the man advantage. So that will do it for the first power play opportunity of the weekend for the Jacks. They came in with 28 power play goals, ranked 23rd on the man advantage. The Ice Wolves, one of the best penalty killing units in the league at second. 86.2% success rate for them. As it's sent to the right wing wall. Yates with it. Yates drapes it on back to Bankieri. Fans on an attempt to get it further into enemy territory as it's now lobbed near side for Hughes as he tries to touch it deep. Gomez angles around one. He's in the right circle. Fires one, saved by Proctor. Howard from the far side corner. Back up top to the left point. They snap one in front. Blocked by some sticks. And that one deflects high. Saved by Proctor and cleared out by the Jacks. Finn is okay. He's starting here this evening after being injured in last weekend's matchup to a upper body injury. But it's good to see him in a Jackalopes jersey. Again, the grueling final 8 games of the regular season will be a challenging task for the Jacks, and they certainly need everyone to be healthy for these final 8 games. 4 at home and 4 on the road. Again, the final 2 home games will be next weekend, April 1st and the 2nd, against the current 4th-seeded Shreveport Mudbugs, as another icing will go against Odessa for a New Mexico offensive zone draw. Draw to the far side circle. The blocker hand of Alex Proctor. His right hour left. One to the far side boards. Played over into the corner. Yates in after it. And they trying to knife it abruptly onto that far side post. Broken up by Proctor. Sent along by Finn off the far side boards, allowing the Jacks to get new legs onto the ice after back-to-back icings. As it's sent to Becker near side. It was tipped past the red line, so no icing is called, as gathering it is Hoyer. They'll leave it for O'Hare as he'll launch one out to the neutral zone. Purdy is offside, but he'll allow Becker to gather it. And actually, now they blow it dead, saying that Purdy did touch it with 14-16 left to go here in the first period of a 1-0 Jackalopes lead here in game number 1. Offensive zone draw for New Mexico. Near side circle to the glove hand of Alex Proctor. One back, one to the stick of Connor Kuitt. He'll wheel behind Proctor and send all the way over to Hoyer, who had trouble playing that one from the logo. Now into the stick of Prouty, who head fakes and weaves his way to the left side. He'll flutter one in on Proctor, swipes it into the corner dangerously as the Ice Wolves are applying forecheck. Over 6 minutes gone here in the opening period. Still a log jam along that near side wall. As Kuitt will now finally spring it loose. And however, now it's pinned up against the other corner on the far side. Ice Wolves come away with it. They sweep it around below the goal line, near side. After it is the captain, Frank DeVorney. As he shoves off Blade Pogrebo from the puck. Prouty with it. Prouty fires one, kick save by Proctor, and that one sails up and over and hits the end glass. 1-0 Odessa here in the first period. 13-15 left to go in it. As O'Hare sends it up and out. Prouty fires one. Another kick save on the far side by Proctor. He'll get another turning shot aside to the boards. And spun around now by Metz. So we're to the far side half wall. Played up but not out. O'Hare unable to play it out. He'll knife it out to the neutral zone. Purdy, right side. Prouty in his grill. Purdy fires one. Shrugged aside by Halas. Hutchinson. Toe drags around one. Back out in front. Saved by the intercept of Boak. And that one caroms off a shin pad and below the goal line. A lot of transition hockey here in period number 1 with 12:30 left in it. Turning and firing one from the top of the right point. And well wide was Nikolai Dula. Sent near side to Duclair. Leads the team in points with 34. He stretches it forward to Kelly. Kelly shovels one in front. Saved by Halas. And he takes a man down in the far side corner. It's a delayed call against Odessa. And now New Mexico will go on the man advantage. That was a good tape-to-tape read by the Jacks. Unfortunately, Kelly on the backhand could not get it past the Hungarian native. .12:08 remains in the first period. New Mexico crawling their way back in shots. They lead 8-5. .6'4", 180-pound centerman from Parker, Colorado. Alex Gomez won the draw. Back up top near side. Bloom has it. Now to Jolie. Back over to Bloom from the Bud Light logo. Jolie with it. Fires one into a block shot from Boki. Turns and fires one out. 200 feet, the length of the ice. And as they get two new defensive skaters out there in Desmond Johnson and Charlie Bankier. Just 90 seconds left to go in the first power play for New Mexico. They trail 1-0. They are sitting tied with Lone Star, the top spot in the South Division at 72 points as they send it back up top. Proctor appeared to be interfered with. Becker to the left circle. They fire one, a block shot from Bankier. We saw this last weekend. Back up top to Becker. Now near side for Bloom. To the right circle. Jolie. Back over to Bloom. Top of the blue line. Jolie across. Tipped out in front. Good stick on the puck by the Jacks on this 5-1-4 penalty kill. Playing all the way back up top to the line. Becker keeps it alive. Now left circle. Over for Bloom. He over skates it and fans on a wrister. Back over to Becker. He winds and fires one. Block shot by Odessa. Back over to Becker. Far side. Top of left circle. Stutter step. Now into it. Broken up as they try to feed it to the slot. 35 seconds left on power play time for New Mexico. A shot punched aside by Proctor. Sent back up top. Rebounds loose into the corner and swept from low to high. Back over to Becker. Cycling with it are the Ice Wolves. Kelly looking on. Anxiously waiting, hoping his team kills it off. They overskating, getting blown up in an open ice hit was William Howard. Tried to quickly take a shot between the slot, and a big hit was thrown. Bloom with it. Looking for real estate. Sends it to the left circle on that one. Fanned on. Rebounds loose. And somehow gets past Proctor, I think, low through the traffic. Becker on a secondary shot with 1 second left of power play. And it is a 1-1 hockey game with 10:08 left to go. It's a power play goal for the Ice Wolves. Again, 1 second left in it off the stick of Mitchell Becker, number 2. And it looked like the Jacks might have been able to come away unscathed on that first penalty kill, however, just as time was expiring. Becker had that first one go wide, and he got it right back to his tape and was not going to be denied a second time, as on the far side with it is Yates. In the 4 games these two teams have played, half have went past 60 minutes. One went into a shootout. And sending it deep was Tony Leahy. Prouty fires one. They look for a tip out in front. They got one from Wilmer Svedson, but it was saved by Proctor. I was watching a little bit of the warm-up, or the morning skate, I should say, from New Mexico this morning when they arrived to Odessa, Texas, and they were really kind of working on their tips out in front, as it looks like there's some altercation going on between Hughes and number 14, Tony Leahy, as it looks like they will both be heading to the penalty box. The Ice Wolves have the fewest penalty minutes in the South Division with 675 entering this weekend's matchup. The Jacks had the second fewest at 891. 9:17 left to go in the first period of a tied 1-1 hockey game. As we will also take a media timeout. 12 shots for the Ice Wolves, 5 for the Jacks.
Fans, be sure to participate in tonight's intermission Chugabug. Books can be purchased at the merchandise store. Win prizes such as $50 from Marcus Shooter United, or Comwash Gift Pack from Softsuds, $25 of Jersey Mike's, or Pro Haircut, courtesy of our friends at Locker Room Haircuts. Tonight's center Chugabug target prize is $350. Fans, be sure to skip the line and get your wristbands for tonight's post-game skate during the first or second intermission.
So 4-on-4 hockey for 2 minutes, 9:17 left to go here in the opening period. A huge opportunity for Odessa to, of course, try to get back in a playoff spot. They were in one practically from October to the start of March, but had that 6-game losing skid. Certainly not helped them going into these final 8 games as Pernian has it near side, tried to leave it back, and now coming out with it is Carroll. Carroll to the right side of Tallene, fired in and out of the left glove of Proctor, and down goes a jackalope in the near side corner. That was Hoyer, and that got upended by Becker. And now Becker will go to the box, so a man advantage for Odessa upcoming. Their second of the evening, and it will be a 4-on-3 power play for them. A lot of open ice here for two teams that love to use the speed. Again, second most shorthanded goals in the league at 12 for the Ice Wolves. The Jacks are in third, or tied for third, I should say, with 10. There's a power play opportunity for them. 0 for 1 so far. Ice Wolves win the ensuing draw and fire it all the way out as Proctor will settle it behind his cage. Bringing it out is Duclair. Duclair with a lot of speed, sends it over to the right wall. From below the goal line, all the way up top. And good pinch play by Odessa on that far side from Kelly. As it's a 4-on-3 power play for Odessa. Now near side for Hoyer. They'll launch it back over to Purdy, and now the Jacks can maneuver with it. Purdy in near side. My player to watch for Odessa this weekend. Hoyer over to Duclair. Duclair sidesteps around one, and good defensive play by Holt as he passes it back up top to Purdy. Purdy slides it over to Hoyer. Left circle, across now. Duclair tries to blast one, but he fans on it, and it's cleared out by the main commit. Just 40 seconds left of 4-on-3 power play time, and then we'll go to 5-on-4 for just a little bit as Boak brings it out of the zone. Lost a handle on it, and it's cleared over his head all the way back down into the Jack zone. Desir picks it up behind Proctor. Desir, far side, right in front of the benches. He enters. Desir rubbed off the puck by Hutchinson, and it's rifled out by Prouty. And once again, the Jacks have to regroup from their own zone. As there's only 3 seconds left of 4-on-3, then we'll go to 5-on-4. Mansfield sends it back out in front. They fire one, rebounds loose. It bounces back up top for Boak. And now it's a 5-on-4 power play. Chaos between the pipes for Halas. Boak winds, fires one into a block shot. And now trying to race the other way is Svensson. Svensson in on Proctor. He shoots and is robbed by the Dallas, Texas native. Ice Wolves have it far side. They're on the penalty kill. Not anymore. It's back to 5-on-5 hockey as Becker's out of the box. Odessa's 0 for 2 on the man advantage. Ice Wolves are 1 for 1. Over to the near side corner. Touch right back to Justin Hughes. Hughes fighting for it at center ice. Lost the handle on it. Now over to the stick of Progreba. Progreba fires one far side, punched away by Proctor. And the rebound's broken up on the far side. And then airmailed all the way over into enemy territory as Finn tries to muscle Becker off the puck. However, it will be ruled an offside call against Odessa with 6:15 left to go in the first period. New Mexico heavily out shooting Odessa in this opening period, 15-5. However, it is a tied hockey game. And one thing I will say, I was watching a very interesting NHL game yesterday between the Dallas Stars and the Carolina Hurricanes, where at one point the Stars were 3 for 15. And the Hurricanes were also 3, but had over 40 shots under their belt. And the Stars ended up winning in a shootout. Finn sends it to the slot, broken up by the defense. of Becker and sent over to Gomez. Gomez with a lot of speed. Drapes it on back. A shot hit a body in front. That will sting Dvorny as he blocks the shot to make the play. Still with it. And going up and over the shoulder of Proctor is Javier for a 2-1 Ice Wolves lead with just under 6 minutes left to go in period number 1. Well, the Jacks got the first goal, their 27th first goal of the season. They have a record of 18-8 when doing so. Birding from below the goal line. Lost a hand on it, slapped around to the near side. Waiting is Duloc. Duloc sends it across to the far side where Dylan Bentley, the captain and the leading point scorer, over 50 for him. Bodies come together along the near side corner. Play continues on. It's eventually worked out, and O'Hare slings it across for Hoyer. Hoyer on the far side. Hoyer patiently waiting, flips it around some players. Out in front from a kneeling shot. The puck is still loose, and somehow Pernian cannot get a shot off from the near side post as Halas was looking the other way. It could have been a 2-2 game here with 4:50 left in the first. Desmond Johnson cycles behind Proctor. He'll kick it to his tape over to Tallene. The Fair State commit. Plays it forward to Duclair. Marshall was onside, however, broken up on their zone entry. Duclair once again trying to bat it out of midair. It's slapped deep by Tallene. And now Duclair races in after it against Gustav Bloom. Players come together in front of the Jackalopes bench, eventually leading to Odessa gaining possession. They play it right to Kelly. Kelly gets around one. Kelly with it and upended from behind. No call on the play as he never gets a shot off. Could have maybe been a penalty shot. That is incredible. Poked away by Proctor. That one's eaten up in his left mid, and the rebound pounced on once again with 3:57 left to go in the first. New Mexico getting closer to a shot per minute average as the arm stayed down from referee Hunter Meininger. After Kelly was upended right at the top of Halas's crease. The Jacks now making 53 straight games with a goal. Again, in 2015-2016, they went a full 60-game season as Kusler's in the box. It's a power play for New Mexico with 3:57. Slashing on Kusler as they played up top to Becker, over to Bloom. Now near side, a slap shot, rebound down in front. And they had a Ice Wolf player waiting right at the top of the crease. And just 13 seconds into the power play, it's Alex Gomez making it a 3-1 Ice Wolves lead with 3:43 left to go in the first. 2 for 2 are the Ice Wolves on the man advantage. They now have 37 power play goals. Back to the logo they send it after the goal by Gomez on the power play. Again, these two teams haven't seen one another since December. And after the sweep, the Jacks actually moved into second place. The rebound's loose. Somehow between the splits is Proctor absolutely robbing New Mexico of their fourth one tonight. To the right circle they send it. And from a horizontal angle, that one stayed wide. Now to the far side corner, it's played. Tallene Sends an Ice Wolf player off the puck. Plays it near side to Finn. Across the red, he has it. Now the blue. Finn back to the slot for Tallene. As there's under 3 to play here in the first. Backpedaling with it is Bankier. Bankier patiently will bring it deeper into his own zone. Jackson now trail 3-1 with 2:40 left to go in the first. Against a team tied for the top place in the South Division. The New Mexico Ice Wolves tied with the Lone Star Brahmas. Those two teams will see one another in 2 weeks. Perdian tried to send it over to Hoyer. That was broken up by Evan Carroll. Carroll soccers it to his blade. Gets it over to Keller. Back down low to Carroll. Carroll sends it up top to Becker. Will slide it from near to far. They fire one. Look for a tip. Don't get it. And out to the stick of Bankier. Will shove it forward. But kept alive by Becker. Metz fires one. He looked for a tip out in front from Keller, but doesn't get one. Jacks are able to avoid the icing call as getting to it first was Purdy, and it's launched wide by Jack Christen with 1:45 left to go here in the opening period. Jacks scored the first goal of the game. Just over a minute into it as Duclair fires one from a sharp angle, saved by Halas. Duclair back after it. Trying to play puck protection along the near side wall. Kelly fires one, and Duclair's blast goes wide, tipped back to the slot, broken up by the defense of New Mexico and playing out to the near side. Lay here will hit the brakes along the near side boards. 3 Ice Wolves in after it, as well as 3 Jackalopes. Still trying to dig loose at the frozen rubber. Marshall, the lone goal scorer for Odessa, will throw his body weight around onto Blade Pogreba. As that one shot in on Proctor, and he'll cover it up for a whistle. As there are 22 shots on the board for New Mexico here in the first period, only 6 for Odessa, with just under a minute left to go here in period number 1. Played back to the point, kept alive by Holt. He turns, fires one intentionally wide. Again, hoping for a redirect. Doesn't get it. Back up top to him. He fires one right to the chest of Proctor. And he'll get a whistle from Mottinger. Tallene after it near side. Played up but not out by Mansfield. Tallene from the near side corner. Sends it to the far side. Intercepted by New Mexico. With it is Scholey. Back over to Bloom from the blue line. Now over to Svensson. Back up top to Bloom. They send it to the far side. They fire one, saved by Proctor. Again, 5-on-5 hockey still. Back up top, they play it to Holt. 10 seconds left to go in the period. Shot hits the end boards. Redirects to the near side. Shuffleboarded out by Odessa as they try to maybe pull within one before the first period intermission, but that will unfortunately not happen as the horn sounds, ending period number 1. 24 shots for New Mexico, 6 for Odessa. And that is the most shots this season for the Ice Wolves in the first period, surpassing their 21-shot total from February 20th against the El Paso Rhinos. They take a 3-1 lead into the locker room after the first period of play. The Jacks got out to an early start, something that I said they certainly needed, by scoring the first goal of the game just over a minute into it. Off the stick of William Marshall, they had an opportunity later from J.R. Perdian, but unfortunately handcuffed on it he was and could not get a shot into what would have been an empty net practically as Halas was looking the other way. It is a 24-6 shot advantage for New Mexico through the first 20 minutes of play. They are a team that averages the second most shots in a game at 35.44. Again, they're only 11 away from that. There's still 40 minutes left to go here in game number 1. As, of course, a lot has to change for the Jacks if they want to be able to get back into this game. They trail by a pair, but the biggest talking point, of course, is that Amarillo and Shreveport matchup this weekend. Amarillo sits 2 points back of Odessa for that 5th place spot. But again, both Odessa and Amarillo are chasing Shreveport, so it's just as important for the Jacks to win these games as it is for Amarillo to sweep Shreveport. And if they're able to do so, no matter how this weekend goes, the Jacks are still not mathematically eliminated because, again, they'll have 6 games remaining, as will Shreveport, and they will play Shreveport next weekend here on April 1st and 2nd. I know there's a lot of different scenarios you can come up with. Of course, winning all 8 would be tremendous. It is a very daunting task to do, especially with half those games coming against this Ice Wolves team, and next weekend going up against a playoff team. And then 2 weeks from now, on the first road trip to conclude the final 2 weeks, it'll be against Amarillo for potentially maybe to solidify at least finishing in 5th, or even potentially, I mean, who knows, if Amarillo gets on a roll and they do well against Shreveport this weekend, they should be trying to push for that final playoff spot after being out, as they had an 11-game losing streak earlier this calendar year. Well, stick around on Hockey TV or on the Jacks YouTube live feed for the audio-only stream. New Mexico 3, Odessa 1 through 20 minutes of playing here from the Ector County Coliseum. Welcome back into the broadcast, everybody listening on Hockey TV as well as the audio-only feed over on the Jacks YouTube channel as we get ready for period number 2 here at the Ector County Coliseum. Currently the score reads 3-1 in favor of the visiting New Mexico Ice Wolves, but they also are heavily outshooting Odessa 24-6. Through the first 20 minutes of play here at the Jack Shack is the season high in shots, not only for the first period, but overall for the Ice Wolves again this season. Their most shots in the second period are 23 against Corpus Christi. Most shots overall was 55 on January 28th against the El Paso Rhinos, who are currently up 1-0 over the Lone Star Brahmas, which of course New Mexico fans and Jason, the broadcaster for the Ice Wolves, certainly likes to hear. Well, actually, I stand corrected. It is now 1-1 with a recent goal from Artur Taransky of Lone Star. And that game is taking place in North Richland Hills. It is a 0-0 game. Briefly into the second period between Corpus Christi and Wichita Falls. And for the also very important South Division game, the Wranglers now lead 1-0 over Shreveport about 3 minutes into the second period there in Amarillo, Texas. So that is a big game to keep your eye on. Again, I can't reiterate this enough. Regardless of the outcome of these two games here this weekend, the Jacks will still be in playoff contention. It won't be where they like, and they will probably have to win out those 6 games in order to have a chance. Because especially if Amarillo kind of gains some steam as of late. But again, right now, you have to look at it. If the Jacks don't come away with any points this weekend, which of course is not what they're hoping for, not what I'm hoping for, as I've witnessed a lot of comebacks from this team and some high-scoring games as well. That 6-2 victory last Saturday after a 7-2 loss the night before. So this team can produce goals, but it's up against one of the best teams in the South Division, and they also allow the fewest goals in the league. They've allowed now 119 through 53 games. The Jacks have allowed 169 through that same span. But if Amarillo can at least sweep Shreveport in regulation, that will keep Shreveport at 61. And if Odessa doesn't get a point this weekend, they'll stay at 57. And again, with the sweep, the Wranglers would move up past Odessa, but they'll still be out of a playoff spot. They'll be at 59. And then Odessa plays Shreveport next weekend and then Amarillo. If they sweep those 2 weekends, they're guaranteed a playoff spot at that point. And then they end things in Albuquerque, New Mexico against this Ice Wolf squad for potentially a playoff spot, as a big hit was thrown from Charlie Bankier onto Alex Gomez, the latest Ice Wolves goal scorer on the power play. As Odessa's going left to right from your vantage point. Kusler hit right at the blue line, and a hit thrown from Bankier right onto Dulac in open ice, but Mottinger's hand is in the air against Charlie Bankier. He was playing in game number 98 in his NAHL career, all with Odessa. He'll hit 100 on April 1st. And on top of that, he has now gotten over 100 penalty minutes so far this season. Entered tonight's game with 99, a team high. Power play opportunity for the Ice Wolves. They're currently 2 for 2. They've scored with 1 second left in it and just over 10 seconds in one of them. As it's a head contact minor against Bankiers. A shot was saved in the breadbasket by Proctor. 19:32 left to go in period number 2, as again shots are going to be coming from all over. A lot of redirects is what this New Mexico team looks to do. Again, I watched them during the morning skate today after the Jacks had theirs early this morning. And they were practicing a lot of those redirects, shots from the blue line, practicing the power play, and it seems to be paying off as they are 2 for 2 so far, looking to make it a three-peat. It's already a 3-1 lead for the visiting Ice Wolves. Bloom, as they are trying to earn the top spot in the South Division. They send it across off the skate of Cholet. We'll send it back up to the blue line. Bloom back over to him. A minute gone in period number 2. A right kick saved by Proctor and slapped out by Duclair, as changes are a little bit harder to come by here in the second period, being further away from your bench, especially on the penalty kill. But they do get 4 new skaters out there in white jerseys. As there's a minute 15 gone here in the second period, 3-1 New Mexico leads with just 60 seconds left of power play time here on their third man advantage of the evening. As they bring it through the neutral zone, rifle one into the left corner, turned and fired all the way back out to center ice by Tallene. As Hoyard sends it over to O'Hare. Hoyard far side. O'Hare tries to get it to him. Unfortunately, takes a bounce high, and he could not pound it out of midair. Played over to the near side for Prouty. Being a pest is O'Hare. They get it over to the near side and then send it across for Prouty. Back across, they send it to Duloc. Duloc fires one and caught in the left glove by Proctor. And no rebound to come. 18:07 left to go. Here in period number 2, 28 seconds left of Kenner Printing penalty kill time for the Jacks. And this is a penalty kill they have to successfully kill. Give them some confidence, of course, going forward. There's still an entire third period left to be had, as well as 18:07 left to go here in the middle frame. As they trail by a pair, they win it from their own zone. Flipped forward. Holt stick lifts Kelly as it's brought along the near side. Prouty sends it through the neutral zone. Turning it deep is Perdian. And coming out the plate is Benny Halas. Just 10 seconds left to go before Bankier can exit after he had a 2-minute minor for head contact. He now has 101 penalty minutes this season. As Bankier is out in a successful penalty kill for Odessa. Johnson sends it up top, but kept alive by his opposite number 5 on the Ice Wolves, Holt, as he heads right to the bench. They try to turn one out into a wide open number 13, William Howard, above Proctor's crease. He cannot handle it. Cycling with the puck from the inner circle was Johnson with some help. They get it to the red line and fire it deep off the stick of Charlie Bankier. Play near side to Jake Keller. He has the backtrack. He'll send it off the end boards and is met with a hard hit from Finn. Sent from far to near. Over to the stick. Offside, however, was Aiden Emerson along the near side left wing. 16:56 left to go here in the second period. 26 shots for New Mexico, 7 for your Jacks. Proctor has an overall record of 19-3-1-3. This is game number 39 this season for the Dallas, Texas native. He's logged over 2,147 minutes and has over 1,100 saves. He has the second most saves in a single season now in Jackalopes history, only behind Connor Hellbuck. He also trails him in single season wins. Hellbuck with 26, Proctor with 19. Again, to secure the record, you would have to play all 8 games and win all 8 games to include the Jacks' regular season. And we're speaking to him last week during the post-game skate. He sure is up for the task if he is slotted for the starting role by head coach Scott Dewar. And coming away with it are the Ice Wolves, far side. 16:05 left to go here in the second period. They fire one out in front. Caught by Proctor. It's in the crease. And they finally get a whistle from Ottinger. And some extracurricular afterwards, as it looks like Devorny brought a player down. He had brought down Tony Leahy. And it looks like Devorny will be going to the penalty box. The lone one skating away from the bench, 85 feet the other way. Roughing is the call against the captain, and now the Ice Wolves on their 4th. A power play opportunity for the Ice Wolves. Their 4th here this evening. They're 2 for 3. Benny Halas has a record of 25-10-0-3. He has only allowed 74 goals and now 40 games played for him. Boak From his own zone, fires it all the way down. Halas comes out to his right-hand side to stop it. As Bloom will bring it out from his right-hand side. Bloom sends it to Becker, back to Bloom, near side. As they stretch it across to Scholey. Over to Gomez, down low for Scholey. Scholey sends it back up top, now near side. Becker waits for it. He had the first goal on the power play to the right circle. They fire one, rebounds loose. And it's tipped up and into the safety netting off on that near side corner. .32 left to go in the second period. 1:27 left before Frank DeVorny can hop out of the box. As he has some family in attendance, as does Ryan Kelly. Again, these last few home games, again, only after this, 3 left. And the final post-game skate with the team tomorrow. After the weekend series concludes between these two teams, and it will start off with a pregame ceremony to honor number 37, Connor Hellebuck, who is now in the NHL with the Winnipeg Jets. Played for Odessa in 2011-2012, and that was his only season before going to D1 hockey at UMass Lowell. To the far side, it's held up against the yellow trim. Bankier after it. Gomez poking at it. Comes loose for Mansfield. He turns and fires one, catches the referee, and carries back over into New Mexico zone with 45 seconds left on their man advantage. Sauce forward to Prowney, just ahead of him. Turning and firing one deep was Howard. Hit Kelly in the process, as Kelly will now hit the brakes. Turns and fires it the length of the ice as he tried to spring Duclair. Halas wraps it around. Duclair tags back up. Right on to Haas. He sticks it to the corner. Left to back for Duloc. Duloc to the far side. Right wing. He'll cut in through center ice. Now the logo. And it's broken up by Duclair. The captain with it. Dylan Bentley leads the team in goals, assists, and points. Could not play that one further as stick tapping is Proctor. And out of the box is DeVorny as he races the other way to send on a new defenseman, or a new skater. That should be Liam O'Hare, as we go back to 5-on-5 hockey. Proctor comes out, sends it into a body in front, and the Jacks are still able to play it out of their own zone. They've had 2 shots this period. New Mexico has had 3. Turnover below the goal line, and Jacks unable to get a shot off. Carroll back over to Howard, broken up by Kuwait. Great defensive play by him, off to the left side, right out in front for Proctor, and he comes up huge with a save denying William Howard right in his grill at the top of the crease. For his 25th shot of the night already in second period with 13:26 left in it. But crowds will certainly be large next weekend as well. The final 2 home games, a lot of parents, I'm sure, will be making their way out, especially those to see their son playing their final game to the 5 seniors. Those are Connor Kuwait, Frank DeVorny, Alex Proctor, Liam O'Hare, and Mike Manzo. As Finn, there was a big hit on Aiden Emerson. Out the other way it goes, onto the stick of Jake Keller. Nice what was in after it, far side. Mishandling with it was J.D. Metz below the goal line. Over to Keller. Sends it across, open ice now for Becker. They fire one, looking for a redirect was Metz, doesn't get it. As it's played near side to Yates. Yates picks it up along the near side wall. Plays it over to Finn. Finn tries to get around Prowney, too far ahead for him. As Bankier was tangled up. It looked like Prowney had dropped his, or actually Metz had dropped his stick and glove trying to go after Finn. It's directly behind Proctor's net, banked off the wall and all the way out. Finn was almost attacked from behind from Metz, as now racing in and shoveling one backhand, stopped by Proctor from Grant Ellings. Prouty fires one, hit a body in front. Proctor taking a look back at the video board, seeing how much rubber he's seen so far. Bezier fires one, saved by Halaz. 12:02 left to go here in the second period. 30 shots on the board for New Mexico, 9 for the Jacks. Already a 27 save night for Proctor, a 33 this past Saturday, and a victory, a 6-2 final for the Jacks over Wichita Falls to not only split that weekend series, but also split the season series 4-4. Again, Odessa's 3-1 against New Mexico this season. This is game number 5 of 8. Racing out with it are the Ice Wolves. Along the far side, they launch one well wide of Proctor over to the near side glass. Marshall turning with it, chipping it off the boards over to the near side. Kuitt cannot get it out. Svensson with a pass from Javier. We'll send it around the horseshoe to the far side. Bloom pinches up. Good sidestep move by Kuitt as it's touched forward and out by Odessa. Looking to work it right back in as Brandon Holm as he shovels it deep and heads right to the bench for a line change. Kelly drapes it on back to Kuitt. 11-10 left to go here in the second period. Kuitt far side. He'll cut from left to right as he looks to go coast to coast with it. Kuitt stripped of the puck, and it's backhanded over to Cholet. Soli Cholet, as that's a shot saved in and out of the chest of Proctor as he garners a whistle from Ottinger with 10:54 left to go here in the second period. Offensive zone draw for New Mexico. They win it, send it back up top to the blue line. With it is Becker. Becker rims it along the yellow trim to the far side. Picking it up is Hoyard, who will drape it on back to Tallene. Sends it forward off the tape of O'Hare, who had trouble playing that, and it's launched deep once again by Becker. A snap one off the right pad of Proctor. That came directly off the stick of Nikolai Dulac. Hoyer sends it over to O'Hare. O'Hare far side, tried to play back out in front, and too many bodies for that pass attempt. As now numbers almost going the other way for the Ice Wolves. They're in the process of getting new legs on the ice as well, as it's a good intercept by Odessa. Played right in front for Perdian. Perdian trying to angle away from Prouty, left to the left circle. And Hoyard cannot get it across to O'Hare as it was intercepted by Jeff Hutchinson. Right circle now to the far side. Broken up again, and now here come the Jacks once more. Leading the rush is Hughes. Hughes near side. Prouty stripped of the puck. Perdian sends it over. Bankier, left circle. He fires one, caught in the left glove from Halaz with 9:38 left to go. Shot number 10 for Odessa here in game number 1. We have a media timeout. And I'll take a quick look around the NAHL South Division scoreboard, as there again are a lot of important games. Every team in the South has 8 games remaining. It is 1-1 between the Ice Rays and Wichita Falls. Over there in Wichita Falls, Texas, with about 8:40 left to go in the second period. The Mudbugs come back to tie it 1-1 with 5:20 left to go in the second in Amarillo, Texas. El Paso and Lone Star locked at a tie game 1-1. As the second period's about to start there in North Richland Hills, Texas. Everybody but this game tied 1-1. There's a 3-1 lead here from the Jack Shack in favor of the visiting New Mexico Ice Wolves. They win the draw from their own zone. And they'll airmail it back out to the neutral zone. Bentley, depossessed of the puck. Poked back out to the neutral zone. Hughes twisting and turning with it in front. As he's trying to create some space, he's at the red line and launches it deep. Finn in after it, could not get a shot off. As it's cleared out by New Mexico. Backpedaling with it is Boat. Sent forward to Hughes. Hughes gets around one. He's got Yates to his right. Hughes left side across the Yates. He shoots and scores! Tape to tape goal for Rylan Yates. 9:05 left to go in the second period, and it's a one-goal game here from the Jack Shack. 3-2 New Mexico. The first goal for Yates since February 12th against Corpus Christi. And he had the longest or second longest point streak in Jackalopes history at 12 games that he achieved earlier this season in 2021. And a great pass from Justin Hughes to get it over a defenseman that was trying to lay out to block that passing lane from left circle to near side circle. It was a great shot selection as well from Rylan Yates. As he gets goal number 11 and point number 31. Third on the team in points for the rookie. New Mexico in their past 5 games have not scored more than 3 goals. And that is also something to really keep your eye on as they have their 3 unanswered goals snapped just now by Rylan Yates, pulling Odessa within 1 of the top-seeded New Mexico Ice Wolves. Hughes and Finn with the helpers on Rylan Yates' 11th goal of the season as Kelly chases after it. Getting to it first, however, is Brandon Holt. He's been with the Ice Wolves ever since their inaugural season, as has Becker, Prouty, and Gomez. Dylan Bentley was also with them as well, but in a very shortened season with them. Only played the 1 game as a wrist shot saved by Halaz, and no rebound to come from the Budapest Hungary native. Again, most likely, barring a monumental collapse by New Mexico, they will reach the playoffs for the first time in their franchise's history. Again, they entered the NAHL in 2019-20. They now will have an NA3HL team starting up next season. Far side with it was Aiden Emerson. They fire one from the left circle, and unfortunately, actually, Duclair does not get one off. Kelly was between the hash marks. They send it back up top to Tallene. Now that one bounced off his tape. And Kelly's turning shot is picked off by Becker, sent forward. Cholet with it. Javier drops it back for Becker. They look for a tip out in front. The puck is still loose, settled down by Marshall. Now into the skates of Kelly and cleared out, and now Duclair's off to the races. However, Halaz gets to it first and fires it to the half boards on the far side. 7:40 left to go here in the second. These games have been close so far between these two teams all season long. Again, they haven't seen one another since December. They've played each other the fewest out of any other team. Again, after this, the Jacks will conclude all their games against opponents in the season series matchups. They're 4-2 against Shreveport, relatively about 500 with Amarillo. A lot of split weekend series with them and the Wranglers. And again, they are 3-1 against New Mexico. But 6 of their final 8 games will be against playoff teams. It's Hutchinson's shot, stick to side by Proctor in the near side corner. It's played with one hand on the stick, trying to direct it was Hoyer. And Hutchinson lays out J.R. Perdian. Perdian's back after it near side. He'll be hitting 100 games played in the NHL. And the second to last game as that one bounces up and out of play. Fans have to keep their head on a swivel here at the Ector County Coliseum as that one was lobbed right into someone's lap with 6:43 left to go in the second period. Mexico is 18-2, 1-1 when leading after the first period. And the Jacks are 5-10, 1-2 when trailing after the first 20 minutes of play. All the way back out to the red line it goes. Rifle deep by Hutchinson. After it, far side is Johnson. And Bankier will ladle around to the far side. O'Hare brushes it over to Hoyer. Hutchinson gets it past Purdy. Now into the stick of Metz. He has Keller to his right. Metz fires one. Right kick saved by Proctor. 32 saves, I should say, for the Dallas, Texas native. Bankier without his stick. It looks like it is broken below the goal line as he throws a hit on Metz on the far side. Johnson brings it out dangerously in front of Proctor. And Carroll, 3-on-1 for New Mexico. Diving is O'Hare, and a cross-ice pass broken up by Odessa. A right circle shot saved by Proctor. Is now Johnson with it. Johnson cuts in near side circle. He'll have to hit the brakes as he's waiting for his team to catch up behind him with 5:40 left to go in the second period. 36 shots for New Mexico, 13 for Odessa. It is a 3-2 hockey game here from the Ector County Coliseum as it's shoveled out by Keller over to the far side. Retrieved by Connor Kuhn. Sent to the tape of the latest goal scorer, Riley Yates, as he gives chase for Justin Hughes. Finn trying to come away with it from the near side corner. And it's on the stick of an Ice Wolf player and sent deep by Blade Pogreba. Again, that loose stick still below the Jacks goal line, far side. And a blocked shot out in front from Devorney. They attempt another one. This time Holt has it from the left circle. Holt stunner steps, fires one, saved by Proctor. As Kuwait fires one back to the slot, retrieved by New Mexico with one hand on the stick was Tony Leahy, and they couldn't get much of that. Finn with it. Back over to Hughes as he maybe trying to get that over to Yates. He cannot corral it between his skates, and out the other way it goes for New Mexico. Bloom snaps one well wide. Kept alive by Leahy as it works its way to the far side. Top of the right point. New Mexico with it. Block shot out in front from Kusler. 4:20 left to go here in period number 2. Begier finds the loose puck. He'll bring it out of his own zone. Left for Tallene. Tallene had a goal last weekend. Tallene works it. Backhands over. Begier taken down. And a delayed call coming up against New Mexico. Mansfield back out to the neutral zone. He's held from behind. That should be another call as it's twisted into the stick of Svensson, or Svensson, I should say. That could potentially be 2 calls. A holding call from Svensson on behind. But it will only be Becker going to the box with under 4 to play here in period number 2. Hooking is the call on Becker. The Jacks are 0 for 2 on the man advantage. It's their third Jersey Mike power play of the evening. Jacks have the 23rd best power play out of 29 teams. They win the offensive zone draw. Mansfield back over. Kelly fires one. Tip down in front. The puck is still loose. Still no whistle. Coming away with it is Mansfield. Rimming off the end boards. Sent all the way back up top to Tallene. Pressuring are the Ice Wolves. They have 12 short-handed goals. Second most. Taking it is in Hutchinson. He shoots. Saved by Proctor. It's just to the outside net. On the near side, and somehow with some defensive help, it remains a 3-2 hockey game. Begier enters. Broken up. Fired right into the right glove of Tallene. Sent back the other way, and now the captain, Dylan Bentley for New Mexico. Races down. Mansfield behind him. Bentley scores. Dylan Bentley, a shorthanded tally, makes it 4-2 New Mexico. It is a third special teams goal for the Ice Wolves here this evening. 1:16 left to go of power play time for Odessa. And this is a very interesting matchup between these two teams because the Jacks love to do the same thing the Ice Wolves do, is really kind of break up the play at the top of the blue line. You just saw it there from the captain, Bentley, as he gets point number 53 for him. And goal number 26 for the captain, as Duclair has it far side with a lot of speed from the left circle. He'll weave behind Halas. That one sails high, dribbles back up top. And now the Jacks trail by a pair once again. Dvorny sends it into open ice on the far side. New Mexico tied now for the most shorthanded goals across the league with 13. Dvorny far side with it. Sends it to the wall. Across and mishandling with that one. However, was Hoyer. The Army commit cannot settle the bobbling puck. Back over to Dvorny. Now up top it is played. Bogue sends it to the left circle. Far side. 2:10 left to go in the period. And 10 seconds left to power play time. Purdian pulls the trigger. Saved by Halas. Purdian back up top now to Bogue from the blue line. Bogue fakes the shot. Becker out of the box. They snap one wide. Dvorny picks it up near side. Dvorny sends it around just past Duclair. Far side corner for Purdian. Down low for Duclair. Out in front. Bogue stays on the ice. Bogue now near side to Dvorny, the captain. Sends one out in front. No stick for number 22, Wilmer Svedson. As line changers are coming on the fly for New Mexico with 1:30 left to go in the second period. 39 shots for the visiting Ice Wolves. 16 for the Jacks in a 4-2 hockey game. Played forward, stopped by Bentley as he rifles one right into Proctor's area as he covered that one up. But play continues on as Yates brings it along the right wing wall. Yates hits the brakes. He'll drop it down low for Finn. Hughes trying to send it back his way. Finn angled off the puck and then taken down by Prouty. As Jack Kristen turns the other way with it. Sends it forward to the tape of Hughes. Hughes trying to turn on the Jets. Leaves it back for Yates. Yates fires one, trying to pick the top left corner. Ends up hitting glass behind Halas. 35 seconds left to go in this period. One goal scored for each team. Mansfield tucks the shoulder. Plays it back out in front. Almost redirected past Halas. Off his own teammate. Now picked up by Keller right in front of the off-ice officials. As Mansfield comes away with it. Mansfield entered. Tries to toe drag around Aiden Emerson. Begier keeps it alive and he'll twist one towards Halas for a halt to play. .9 seconds left to go. 40 shots for New Mexico. 18 for Odessa. In a 4-2 Ice Wolves lead. The Jacks won the draw, but send it between the defensemen all the way down as Tallene picks it up with 4 seconds left. Sends it just past Begier's stick, but nonetheless, the horn sounds. Wrapping up period number 2 here from the Jack Shack. New Mexico 4, Odessa 2 through 40 minutes of play. Still a shot per minute average for the Ice Wolves. 36 saves so far for Alex Proctor, 16 for Benny Halas through 2 periods of play here at the Ector County Coliseum. And shorthanded tally certainly maybe giving some life to this New Mexico squad. It's their 13th shorthanded goal this season. And as for the Jacks, it is just the 4th time that they have given up a shorthanded goal this season. Well, only 20 minutes left in regulation in the 5th of 8 meetings between these two teams. And I'll take one more look around the South Division. It is a 1-1 game in Amarillo, Texas between them and Shreveport. After 2 periods of play, Warriors lead the Ice Race 3-2 with about 1:45 in the second period. And the Rhinos holding on to a 1-1 tie game in North Richland Hills, Texas with just under 15 minutes left to go in period number 2. And of course, for New Mexico fans, they like to see that, as their team is leading here, and the team they are tied with in the South Division at the top, the Brahmas, tied 1-1 with the last place El Paso Rhinos, who are in a very big slump on a 19-game losing streak, 0-18-0-1 for the inaugural season Rhinos. Well, I'm going to step aside here, get ready for the final period of game number 1. New Mexico 4, Odessa 2, through 2 periods of play. Stay tuned on Hockey TV. I'll be right back. Welcome back into the broadcast, everybody listening on Hockey TV as well as the audio-only feed over on the Jacks YouTube channel. As we get ready for period number 3, my name is Michael Wazinski, the voice of the Odessa Jackalopes, here for their 25th year of hockey in the Permian Basin as they try to reach the playoffs for the first time since 2017-2018. They have a record of 26-21, 1-4, good for 57 points. They're going up against a team tied for first in the South Division with a record of 34-14, 1-3. They have 72 points. And the Jacks are trying to do something no team has done against New Mexico all season long, and that is to beat them when the Ice Wolves have a lead after the second period of play. They're 21-0 so far this season. And trailing after 2 periods, Odessa is 4-18-1. They have to make it number 5 if they want to be able to keep their playoff hopes alive. I was talking with the broadcaster for New Mexico prior to this puck drop during the intermission, and again, all is not lost for the Jacks regardless of this outcome. They do have to, however, hope that the Wranglers can beat Shreveport. There's about 3 minutes gone in the third period there in Amarillo, Texas. Corpus Christi and the Warriors are tied 3-3 as that one sticked aside to the wall by Halas. As the Ice Wolves are going left to right from your vantage point. Jackalopes going right to left. Keeping alive is Jack Kristen. As Kusler takes his place at the top of the left point. Jack Kristen takes it away. Shovels one home. He scores! His first NHL goal is a beauty. It's 4-3 New Mexico. Just 27 seconds in to the final period here in Game 1. A backhander beauty from the Tomah, Wisconsin native. That shorthanded goal they gave up towards the end of period number 2 was definitely a heartbreaker, even for me up here. These two teams play a very similar style of penalty kill where, they look to attack that blue line. It was Dylan Bentley that scored a shorthanded tally. 3 of the 4 Ice Wolves goals have come via special teams. As for the Jacks, all 3 of their goals have come on 5-on-5 scenarios. As it is a 4-3 hockey game and a very close one here early in to the final period. His first NAHL goal in game number 34 for the 18-year-old from Wisconsin.
Odessa Jackalope goal. Scored by number 3, John Christman. Assisted by number 24, Charlie Bankier. Time of that goal, 27 seconds into the third period.
Well, some confidence now and hopefully some momentum for Odessa to try to tie the game. They scored the first goal of the game back in period number 1, just over a minute into it. And that was off the stick of William Marshall for his 3rd in his rookie season. Since then, it's been Yates and now Jack Kristen for the Jacks. Cholet fires one, kicked aside by Proctor to the far side wall. Possessed by Holt. He's ridden off the puck by J.R. Purdy, and below the goal line it's played. Svensson with it, sends it over to Bloom, and they try a redirection. Sails high, but away from the safety netting as it's chipped over near side. Picked up by New Mexico and then intercepted by Connor Kuhn. He's got a man to his far side. Kuhn fires one, shrugged aside by Halas, who looked like he tripped Kuhn as he slammed into the end boards. No call on the play. As Holt brings it out from the far side, gains the red line and rifles it deep. 18:24 left to go in the third period. 20 shots for the Jacks, 41 for New Mexico as Duclair breaks it up. He'll enter the far side. He's one-on-one with Becker, cuts in, shoots wide of Halaz, and he'll drape it into the left corner. Odessa pressuring here in the third period as they trail by one. They send it across to Tallene. Tallene fires one. They score! Tie game! Ryan Kelly, 4-4. 2 goals in the first 2 minutes of the final period here from the Ector County Coliseum. It is a brand new hockey game at the Jack Shack. Ryan Kelly, goal number 12 for the Colorado native. Over on the near side, right in front of his dad. Talk about a statement start to a period. 2 goals in the first 2 minutes for the Jacks. As the Carrot Crew is getting a lot of work here early in to this final period. 41 shots for New Mexico, 21 for the Jacks. They've had 4 shots this period, have scored on 2 of them.
Another Odessa Jackalope goal. Scored by number 18, Ryan
Boom.
Kelly.
From below the goal line, near side. Shoved off the puck from Grant Ellings. Ellings tries a wraparound, blocked by the paddle of Proctor, sent to the top of the left point, and that one caroms back out to the neutral zone. Tallene smartly played it back out to the top of Halaz's crease. And Kelly was able to redirect it into the back of the net. They're looking for more. Marshall out in front. He's shot. Stopped by Halaz. Bloom picks it up behind Halaz. Brings it along the far side. As he carries it from zone to zone, softly ladles it below the goal line. Jack Kristen gets his first NAHL goal. And now a lot of life in this Jackalope squad. Again, this is game number 53 for both teams. Odessa, with a win here, certainly does keep their hopes alive even longer. They will go to point number 59 if they're able to get 2 here this evening. It'll be the 74th point, and certainly will clinch a playoff berth for New Mexico. As Jack Kristen twists one on back to the assistant captain, Charlie Bankier. He'll feed it forward to Finn. Just past him, however, as Becker launches it deep. Proctor settles it right over to Bankier. It's a new hockey game for the first time since period number 1. Bankier carries it into enemy territory, leaves it from the right circle. They fire one, and maybe getting a piece of it was Halaz. Kept alive by Devorny as his team's allowed to forecheck now. Sent to the near side for Becker. He'll snap it forward. Again, that short-handed tally. Back at the end of period number 2. Chalet with it. Sends it out in front. Sticked below the goal line. Played back out in front. Dug to the blue line. Where New Mexico fires one into the leg of Kusler. And he throws the enemy right into his own bench. That was Emerson on the receiving hit of a Kusler play right in front of his own bench. Kuwit, far side. Jabs it forward. Now over to the stick of Finn, who had that one bounce off his tape. Kuwit backhands one near side. Jacks trying to get it out of their own zone. Kuwit pins his man up against the wall. 15:25 left to go here in the third. It's dug out by Odessa. And then redirected out by Finn, who's been all over the place here this evening. Finn tries to send it back to the slot, and that one's eaten up by Halaz. And hunched over is Finn. Again, he got hurt with that upper body injury to the arm as he was immediately off the ice after taking that slash to it in last weekend's matchup against Wichita Falls, as he was wincing in pain on his way back to the bench just now, but remains on the bench with his teammates, as it is a 4-4 hockey game. Perdian tries to send it to the slot, broken up by Gomez. Backpedaling is Johnson, near side for Talley. Back over to Johnson. Johnson being pestered by Gomez. Had a stick in the midsection. Play continues on. They slap one just past Proctor's net. They try to send it out in front to the crease. The puck is still loose, gathered by O'Hare. And now they race the other way. Hoyer changes paths. And he tries to fire one, but it halts its momentum. Proctor will stop the puck. New Mexico with it. They fire one, and they saved by Proctor off the stick of Brandon Holt. Perdian with it, far side. He's got options to his left. Perdian trying to also fight through Tony Leahy. Could not do so. And now from the slot, they fire, kick, save, and that one played past the near side post of Proctor's net. Great save initially by him. And then New Mexico missing a secondary chance. Proctor launches it off the wall to the near side for O'Hare. I'll backhand it through the neutral zone all the way down. Icing will be called against the Jackalopes with 13:57 left to play here in regulation. 44 shots for New Mexico, 24 for Odessa in a 4-4 hockey game. And it's the first time in 6 games that New Mexico has scored more than 3 goals. Offensive zone draw for New Mexico, near side circle. Again, the big talking points, 3 of their 4 goals have come on special teams, 2 on the power play, and that shorthanded one at the end of period number 2. And it really certainly was a backbreaker for the Jacks, who were coming off that Riley Nates goal, as Marshall's pinned up against the left corner by Brandon Holt. New skaters in white jerseys come onto the ice. Duclair stripped of the puck, sent near side to Bentley. Bentley has an option in the slot. Sends it up top to Bloom. He's denied. Getting upended was Duclair. No call from Mottinger, as that could have been a holding call from Bloom, as Duclair looked like he might have been able to get to the puck in time for a shortened breakaway. Nonetheless, they re-enter. Marshall with it, trying to get Kelly on the far side, and he just turns and fires one, as that redirects up and into the safety netting for a halt to play. 13:11 left to go here in period number 3. These final 8 games, all must wins for the Jacks. And of course, they need help from other South Division teams like Amarillo, as they go up against Shreveport this weekend. It is crucial that the Wranglers at least get 1 win against the 4th place Shreveport Mudbugs and the defending Robertson Cup champions. They've won 2 of the last 3. Boak spins it to the near side for Finn. Finn turns and sends it forward. Intercepted by Becker, sent to the far side for Scholey, who's sent hard down to the ice by Tallene. On a good open ice hit, as he stopped the Ice Wolves zone entry on that far side. The puck also went up and out of play, so they get a new one. And we'll drop it at the dot closest to the Jacks bench. Well, this is the best scoring period for both teams. However, the Ice Wolves are plus 31. If you include those 2 goals, they were plus 33 going into this game. 66 goals for here in period number 3, tied for the 5th most. Again, they have the 3rd most goals in the South, as mishandling that one was Hala, so he has to eat that one up for a halt to play with 12:40 left to go in regulation. Jacks now have 175 goals through 53 games. They have allowed 170. Draw to the far side. Sent to the boards. Play back to the blue line. Tallene fires one. Karam's wide. Mansfield in after it. He's being watched by Becker. Twisting and turning with it is Mansfield. Now he tries to get around his counterpart number Aiden Emerson. They meet on the far side. And chopped back out to center ice by New Mexico from the red line, and snapping it deep is Boak. As he heads right to the bench to send on a new defensive unit. That one dribbles back to the red line again for Kiewit now, past the red line. And he'll follow the same thing Boak did by launching it deep. Becker to Carroll. Metz waits at the blue line. Carroll, near side. Carroll hits the brinks, sends it across. The fluttering puck is settled by Prouty. Left circle, he walks in, he fires one. And a save by Proctor. Back out in front. Another left kick save by Proctor. And that one goes back out to the center ice line. Pass back to Kiewit. Kiewit sends it to Hoyard. However, he was offside with 11:37 left to go in the third. New Mexico, a 20-shot advantage over the Jacks. They have 45. Again, their season high is 55, back on January 28th against the Rhinos. Neutral zone draw right in front of the Ice Wolves bench. Coached by Phil Fox, who's been with them since their inaugural season. Not only is this the first head coaching job in the NAHL for Scott Dewar, but he also has assistant coach Chris Francis alongside him, as he had to step up and take that head coaching role last Saturday. As Scott Dewar was tossed from the game in period number 2 of game number 1. As the numbers are favoring the Jacks going the other way. O'Hare, near side. And that one redirects in a unfortunate bounce against Odessa. And a stand-up hit between Bankier as well as Hutchinson. As it's sent to the far side. Marshall winds, fires one, caught in the left glove by Halaz. And an offensive zone draw coming up for the Jacks. As the Permian Band trying to energize their hometown hockey team to regain the lead for the first time since period number 1. After Marshall's goal, the Ice Wolves went on to score 3 straight. That was stopped by Yates' goal. And now it's been 2 unanswered for the Jacks. Duclair tries a wraparound. He stumps it. It's still loose. He scores from the near side. They have the lead once again. The RIT commit with goal number 19 stuffs it home. It's 5-4 Odessa. Against the top-seeded Ice Wolves team, that's 3 unanswered for 5th place Odessa. They have the lead for the first time since period number 1. Relentless with it was Chris Duclair on that wraparound. He was stuffed by the right leg of Halaz. It came right back to him, and he squeaked it past him on the near side post. He ties Dane Hoyard for the team lead in goals with 19. And he still leads the team in points, inching closer to 40 in his rookie season. From the center ice line, after Chris Duclair's leading goal here in period number 3, that one will go wide past Halaz's net for an icing call against the Odessa, as now they are in the lead, just like they were back in period number 1. An unassisted tally for Chris Duclair with 10:26 left to go in the third. There's still a lot of time left in this hockey game between these two teams. Through the 4 games, Odessa scored 12 goals as that one catches the safety netting out of play. And the Ice Wolves have scored 9. Again, 2 of the games went past 60 minutes. Odessa won the one that went into overtime, as well as the one that went into a shootout. Ice Wolves win it to the top of the left point. They will be trying to fire it from all angles onto Proctor, who has been a force to be reckoned with here this evening. Back up top to Becker. Becker mishandling with it. However, helping him out and getting it deep was Svensson. A delayed call coming up against Odessa, as touching that one up will be back here with 9:57 left to go in the third. And it looks like it's going to be a holding call against the assistant captain. It is the 5th power play of the evening for the Ice Wolves. They are 2 for 4 so far. And this is a bad point in the game to be taking penalties for the Jacks. As they've climbed all the way back into this game, they were facing a 3-1 deficit and now lead 5-4 as we have a media timeout. 46 shots for New Mexico, 28 for the Jacks. First period shots finished in favor of New Mexico, 24-6. After 40 minutes of play, the Ice Wolves were still averaging a shot per minute, 40-17. They have 6 shots this period and 11 for the Jacks. But one of the biggest penalty kills coming up for Odessa here this evening, as we are past the halfway point of the final period of regulation. However, again, 2 for 4. The Ice Wolves are on the man advantage. Odessa, a penalty kill unit that comes in at 25th in the NAHL with a success rate of 79.3%. They have 10 shorthanded goals this season, 3rd most. However, they just saw a shorthanded goal come from New Mexico back at the end of period number 2. And maybe they will try to copycat from Dylan Bentley's shorthanded goal as the linesman wipes out on the inside circle. The puck bounces back up top. They look for a redirect, don't get it. And Tallene trying to handle it. He pitchforks it out to the neutral zone as Prouty will settle it down from his own end. Prouty sends it to the captain, Holt. Holt races along the main commit, stifled on his own entry. As we have a halt to play, I believe it was offside. So they'll drop it here on the near side dot with 9:33 left to go in the third. And just 97 seconds left of power play time for New Mexico. As Charlie Bankier is in the box for the second time this evening. Gomez up against Mansfield for this draw, won by Gomez. Svensson plays it over to Bloom, across now to Becker, far side, he enters. Becker held up against the far side corner by Tallene. He gets it back, up top now to Scholey. Now over to Becker, the assistant captain, plays it to Bloom. Now near side, they fire one block shot from Nate Bonk as he chops it up but not out, as now it gets to the stick of O'Hare. O'Hare has Mansfield racing down the slot. Couldn't feed it to him as his passing lane was broken up by Mitchell Becker. And it's now Scholey. Brings it over. Scholey tries to toe drag away from Devorny. And the captain had a good stick on puck in the near side circle. However, Bloom sets up across for Becker. He had a power play goal earlier in this game as that one's launched out by the Jacks. And they get some new skaters on this penalty kill as now Devorny will make that last change. The send on Desmond Johnson with 35 seconds left of a New Mexico Ice Wolves man advantage. The captain, Dylan Bentley, with it. 26 goals so far. He sends it cross ice for Gomez. He has a goal so far. And that one's intercepted and flung out by Desmond Johnson. To a round of applause here from fans at the Jack Shack. Just 15 seconds left, potentially the last surge on this man advantage, the 5th one of the evening for New Mexico, as Marshall couldn't fire it out of his own zone as Holt spins it below the goal line. Good poke check from Jack Kristen to lead it along the near side wall, and Marshall hops around, Bankiers out of the box. He sends it to DeClaire. He's down the slot, one-on-one with Halas. He scores! Goal number 2! And the first Jackalope to score 20 goals since Blake Bride in 2017-18. DeClaire gets number 20. The RIT commit, 6-4. Odessa, 4 unanswered goals here in the third period. And this is quite a third period to have here from the Ector County Coliseum. 6-4 Jackalopes. Only 2 hat tricks this season that have come from Dane Hoyer, both against Corpus Christi. And that ties season high for the Jacks in goals in the third period against Shreveport and El Paso, both in October. DeClaire with back-to-back goals, as that one's caught in the left glove by Proctor. And no rebound to come. He has been lights out here this evening. 44 saves for him. 23 for Halas. A big penalty kill for the Jacks, leading to that DeClaire goal. As the RIT commit, first player since Blake Bride in 2017-18 to score 20 goals for the Jackalopes in a single season. As there's a lot of players congested along the near side board, still trying to dig away at the frozen rubber. Finn in after it, and now a high stick up top, and here comes some altercations afterwards. Finn in the mix of things. Becker comes in to square up with Tallene. They grab each other's collars. A little how you doing? Here with 7:16 left to go in the third. Finn immediately makes his way to the penalty box. The door is open for New Mexico. And it looks like Grant Ellings will be making his way there now. Tallene also might be going. Actually, Tallene back to the bench. They throw an extra skater in the box. Number 23, Wade Pogreba from St. Paul, Minnesota. .48 shots for New Mexico, 29 for Odessa. And it looks like coming out of this, the Jacks are going to have a man advantage. This all started with a chaotic way to start the final period. A first-time NAHL goal scorer, Jack Kristen, scoring within the first 30 seconds of this third period. Following him up within the first 2 minutes was Ryan Kelly, and it's been back-to-back goals for Chris DeClaire. The RIT commit possibly could leave to go play Division I hockey after this season. It is his rookie year in the NAHL. Again, he has options to come back if he wants to, but once they leave to go play collegiate hockey, they cannot come back to juniors. And they actually do give the Jacks a man advantage, so it's a power play opportunity for Odessa. It is their fourth this evening. Boak sends it over to Devorny, far side. The captain races in. He'll hit the brakes, tries to send it on back again. New Mexico has a shorthanded goal already here this evening. Bentley has it. out in front. And he scores a second shorthanded goal as he launches one up and over Alex Proctor. And shorthanded goal number 14 of the season for the Ice Wolves. It is a 6-5 game in favor of the Jacks, still with 6:50 left to go in the third. 4 of 5 goals for New Mexico have come on special teams, as Dylan Bentley has back-to-back Ice Wolves goals and back-to-back shorthanded tallies for him. Kusler tries a sidestep around one, broken up at the run line, all the way down it will trickle. Mansfield now with it, far side. Well, banking off the end boards to Tallene. Tallene with a secondary opportunity, sends it over. Now played forward to Kelly. Kelly far side, he's got Mansfield drifting in behind him. He'll pass it to him. Kusler far side, Begier in the slot. Now near side for Kusler. 2 shorthanded goals given up by Odessa here this evening. And it makes it 5 on the season for them. Touch back to the right circle. They fire one. Saved by Halas left circle. They snap another one home, and that one is eaten up by the Budapest Hungry native with 6:08 left to go in regulation. An absolute scoring frenzy here in game number 1. 11 goals total between these two teams. Jacks have to be careful. They've given up 2 shorthanded tallies. As Mansfield enters, he has some options. Patiently coming back. They fire and score! Tangen Begier, a power play goal, and they're back up by 2. 5:53 left to go in the third. With only 38 seconds left on the man advantage, they finally ink a power play goal. They are 1 for 4. And you take away those shorthanded goals, this could certainly be a much different score on the score sheet. And they might try to be arguing if it's offside, but it is goal number 7 for the Jacks. And Halas has been between the pipes all night long. He remains there as his team trails by 2 once again. Season high 5 goals for Odessa here in period number 3, and a game in which they have to win to keep the playoffs hopes alive. They get a much needed power play goal from Tangen Begier. And there's just back and forth goals covered by Proctor as 2 players collide just to the left side of the Bud Light logo in the Jacks zone. That was between Hughes and JD Metz. Both appear to be okay as nothing comes of it. Again, the goals are happening so quickly, hard to keep up on social media. As there's now 12 goals so far, as it's sent out by Hughes. The Jacks' most goals in a game this season was 8 against El Paso on New Year's Eve. As that one sent deep, back here. Tries to play it forward and banked off the short boards and out by Yates. Again, only 1 even strength goal. That came off the stick of Nicolas Javier. As Yates was taken down by Metz at the red line. Play continues on deep in New Mexico zone as Hughes is in after it. Battling for it is O'Hare as that one is lobbed back out to the neutral zone. Slapped the other way by DeVorney. He gets another look at it. Metz turns and fires one just past the head of Johnson. A heads-up play for him to avoid a dangerous puck to the face. Underneath that visor, all as well as he heads to the bench. DeVorney finds it in his skates at the red line, right in front of the off-ice officials. Duclair in after it, near side corner. Duclair dances with it. He'll bring it back to the left circle. And lost a handle on it as it's played out. Far side, Jolie overskated it. Kuwait shadowing him. Good stick on puck for Odessa as they bring it out of their own zone with 4:20 left to go in the third. Banked off the end boards. A monumental third period in game number 53 of 60 for Odessa as they're trying to chase down Shreveport for the final playoff spot. They were trailing 4-2 to start this period. It is now 7-5 with under 4 to play. Boak far side. The Canton, New York native. Puts some sauce behind it. Sends it near side to Kuwait. The Minnesota native now. Sends it forward. Army commit. Denied of a attempt deep. And Kuwait. Cross ice near side to O'Hare. Now you got to think for the Jacks. Quick shifts to get fresh legs out there as they are only up by 2 for the second time here this evening. Dropped one back to Boak. He'll send it below the goal line. Worked back out in front and shoved away from the puck was O'Hare by Prouty. And now it's a 3-on-2 for New Mexico. Bentley, one away from a hat trick. Across he sent it, a good poke check from O'Hare as he got it away from Grant Ellings. Bloom keeps it alive by launching it deep. Intercepted by Boak. Backhanded out of the zone. Offside are the Ice Wolves as they are also in the midst of some changes. Under 3 to play here in the third. Boak sets up behind his own cage. Far side for Tallene. Mansfield's going to be able to get around and beat out the icing as him and Kusler in after it near side corner. Time is in favor of Odessa. 2:35 left to go here in the third. And we'll keep an eye on Benny Halas as knifing that one deeper was Charlie Bankier. Not allowing New Mexico to go the other way with it momentarily was Kusler as Gomez has it far side. Played it right into a waning stick of Mansfield. A lot of open ice for Kusler near side, the assistant captain. Sends it out. Mansfield, far side, Bezier in the slot. Mansfield fires one, and that one deflects wide. Over to the near side boards. Played to a waiting stick to number 13, William Howard. And they just ladle it deep. Now onto the stick of the captain, Frank DeVorney. Under 2 minutes left to go here in regulation of game number 1. The first goal of the game belonged to Odessa off the stick of William Marshall. DeVorney flips it the other way, near side. Duclair racing after it. Becker gets it away from him. Metz near side. Plays it back out in front. They shovel one off the outside of the net and to the near side corner. Now Halas skates to the bench. An extra attacker oncoming for New Mexico as they trail 7-5. Becker snaps one, caught by Proctor. 45 saves with just 80 seconds left to go as Pogreba finally exit the box. 32 shots for Odessa, 49. If they put that last one up, it should be 54 New Mexico. Timeout New Mexico here in game number 1. The top-seeded Ice Wolves trailing 7-5 against 5th place Odessa. The Jacks certainly maybe the Ice Wolves' kryptonite during this regular season. They have a record of 3-1 against them. Again, Odessa is the only team Halas has yet to beat this season. As he has a record of 0-1 against them. But he is 2-5 in his last 6 games, 2-3-0-1 for one of the best goaltenders in the North American Hockey League. Going up against a very phenomenal goaltender playing in his final year of junior hockey, Alex Proctor just became the second winningest goaltender in a single season in Jackalopes history with his 33 save performance last Saturday. The last time Proctor won 2 games back-to-back was February 4th and February 11th, one against Corpus Christi, the other against Corpus Christi as well. Far corner it's played, pinned up against the boards. Extra attacker out as Halas is away from his cage. Begier flips it forward. Will have enough steam to go the length of the ice. It will miss the empty net, but not go for icing as Holt picks it up. Duclair is not out on the ice. He's one away from a hat trick. Galloping through the neutral zone is Gomez. Gomez twists one in. Right kick save. Sprawling out to make another one is Proctor. It's off to his right-hand side, and somehow it stays wide. Jolie sends one. Broken up between the hash marks. Near side for O'Hare. He's got sights on the empty net. That one fires into a body in front from the red line. Becker forward to Gomez. 35 seconds left to go in the regulation. As players are coming together below the goal line. That one's going to go all the way out from Hoyer, and it's going to roll on its edge and not go for icing. Waved off by the far side linesman. 20 seconds left to go. 5 goals this period for Odessa. Bentley, one away from a hat trick himself. Through the logo. He fires one into a blocked shot. That's been their mantra from the last few games. Kelly turns, fires one. Catching it is Becker. 3 seconds left to go. 2 and 1. One final save for good measure. And the Jacks have the biggest comeback of their season. 7-5 victory. A 45 save night for Alex Proctor. And win number 20 for him on the season. But number 27 more importantly, and points number 59 for the Jacks. What a comeback of the ages for the 5th place Odessa Jackalopes by winning 7-5. Heavily outshot throughout the 60-minute span, but never out as they scored 5 goals to come back here in period number 3. One to remember here in the final 7 games now of the regular season. Possibly the biggest game of Proctor's season right there, a showcase of events. He was averaging at least seeing a shot per minute through the first 2 periods of play. Again, they finished with 50 and might have had maybe 1 or 2 that didn't get put up, but a 45 save night will go down in the books for Alex Proctor. Win number 20. He's 6 away from tying Connor Hellebuck. His jersey will be retired tomorrow. Here in the rafters, number 37 forever at the Ector County Coliseum. 32 shots for the Jacks as they win 7-5 and keep the Ice Wolves on a losing streak that now goes to 0-2, 0-1, and the Jacks are on a roll. 2 straight here, 6-2 on Saturday, 7-5 here tonight. They look for their first sweep since December 10th and 11th when the Ice Wolves were back here at the Ector County Coliseum. We'll see you tomorrow, 7:15 for game number 54 of 60 as Alex Proctor gets the 3rd star of the game.
With a goal and an assist, number 18, Ryan Kelly.
A goal and an assist for Ryan Kelly with his family in attendance. And I'll give them a nod on a circle lap. And none other than Chris Duclair, the RIT commit, the first player since Blake Bride in 2017-2018 to score 20 goals in a season for Odessa. Christopher Duclair take a victory lap. He had back-to-back goals in the 3rd period, and all the fans standing here and sticking around for the 3 stars of the game. A tremendous feeling, I'm sure, for the men in white jerseys as they win in a tremendous comeback fashion, one for the ages. 7-5 final, a scoring frenzy. 12 total goals between these 2 teams in game number 1. You're not going to want to miss tomorrow's game and the final post-game skate with the team of the regular season. Jacks win 7-5. We'll see you tomorrow, 7:15 p.m. to wrap up this weekend series. Have a great night, everybody.